Yuk, mulai. Fatih,
Di YouTube.
iya di YouTube. Ya, ini saya udah mulai record. On cam ya?
Ini udah direkam, Bang?
Udah.
Udah mulai rekam?
Udah. On cam ya?
Oke. On the domestic end. Next. And here's the agenda for the chapter 1 and the chapter 2, Bagawan, chapter 3 is Senna, and chapter 4 is Gilbert. Next. And here's a part of introduction. About Indofood. Indofood is Indonesian company that has operation in each stage of Indonesian food manufacturing process. And also Indofood is one of the large food processing company and the world's biggest producer of instant noodles. And Indofood journey began in 1990 when they entered the snack foods business under the name PT Panganjaya Intikusuma. And also in 1994, it was renamed as PT Indofood Sukses Makmur. There is also listed in the IDX. And in the 2008, the Customer Branded Products or CBP group entered the dairy business by acquiring PT Indolacto. And for 2020, the CBP group expand its instant noodle business by acquiring Panpil Company Limited or PCL. It is an instant noodle producer operating in Africa, in the Middle East, and also operating in Southeastern Europe. And here's the vision and mission of Indofood. Indofood have a vision that having a total food solutions company, and for the mission is Indofood want to provide a sustainable solution for food needs and having a continuously improve our people, process, and technology, and to contribute to the welfare of the society and environment in a sustainable manner, and also to deliver quality products which are loved by consumers. And for Indofood in Saudi Arabia, Indofood first introduced into the Saudi Arabia in 1986. There is Indomie facility in Jeddah, which was built in 1994. Okay. It can produce up to 2 million packets each day. And in Saudi firm partner with the world's largest noodle maker to establish a state-of-the-art factory known as Hill Arabia Food Limited, and also allowing Saudi Arabia to become self-sufficient in Indomie instant noodles. And here's the purpose of the report. The first is to investigate the different environment in Indofood, Saudi Arabia, and also to investigate the cultural difference between the Indonesian and Saudi Arabia. And the third is to investigate more on the domestic and international human resource management between Indonesia and Saudi Arabia food. Next, here's the method of conducting the report. The first one is to obtain from both the company website and then learn from more models to obtain that research. And sample of our research will be Indofood Indonesia, Indofood Saudi Arabia. And the last is identify the difference between the Indonesian environment and the Saudi Arabia environment. And for the limitation to the research scope and time is we given unlimited amount of time to complete this research, but the research enables us to gain more knowledge on the different cultural environments between the Indonesian Indofood and the Saudi Arabia counterpart.
Okay, thank you so much for the presentation, Fatih. Now it is my turn. I'm going to be explaining to you the chapter 2, which is the variables that influence activities of the HRM function, which we took from the Dowling's model on the domestic and international activities of the HRM function. So basically, there are 5 variables that we need to investigate. The first one we have the culture environment. The next one we have the extent of reliance of the multinational on its home country domestic market. Next, we have the attitudes of the senior management, the complexity involved in operating in different countries and employing different national categories of employees. And lastly, we have the industry within which the MNC is first involved. So now I'm going to explain each of these variables. First one we have is the culture environment, in which the culture is the collective programming of the mind that separates members of one group or category of people from members of another. And according to research from Armstrong back in 2009, culture is the pattern of values, conventions, beliefs, attitudes, and assumptions that may have been stated yet impact the way in which individuals in a company behave and get things done. Next up, we have the attitudes of the senior management, in which it is quite important when we want to look into the culture, the working environment itself. The first one we have is the failure would result from a lack of understanding of competitive management skills on an international level. And next up, when we know that managers from various cultures tend to make sure that they want to expect to do it his way, while the employees will be able to, the local employees will be able to follow what the manager have to do. So they have a distinct perspective on a company's overall management structure. And finally, there is a persisting country of origin effect in MNC behavior, in which the nation from which the MNC originated has a distinct impact on management style. So when a management team is sent to another country, they they're even though that they're in the country of their origin, however, their mind is still like back in their home country. So basically, they're like stuck in the home country management scale. Next, we have the industry within which the MNC is primarily involved. So the type of industry in which an MNC operates and the foreign competition it experiences are 2 major variables that temper international and domestic human resource management. Now, this indicates that the multi-domestic N indicates an industry that operates in several nations, although each country's completion in that industry type is unique. All right, so now we're moving on to the complexity involved in operating in different countries and employing different from different countries. As we know, when the international firms' global activities keep growing by the year, they need more sophisticated control system and a better understanding of their subsidiaries. To do this, MNC deploys expatriates or nationals of the parent firm as controlling mechanism by placing them in the senior management positions at the parent company's subsidiary branches. Last one we have is the extent of reliance of the multinational on its home country domestic market, in which the modest market demand in their home country is one important driving companies to expand outside of their home market, and concentrating solely on international market activity when analyzing corporate success may not accurately reflect an international company's genuine position or rank. And finally, some worldwide enterprise are from small countries with low local demand or saturated domestic market, but nevertheless, it plays a significant role in the international trade. And next up will be presented by my colleague Senna.
Thank you, Bagawan. Now it's my turn to present the chapter 3 of analysis. Next, please. So we're on into the Indomie branding. Indomie has become a brand that people from all various backgrounds or ethnicities and culture to be recognized. Indomie is not only affordable, but it matches consumers' taste buds. From across the globe, Indomie tend to improve flavor within its culture traditional to grasp a better market towards international territories. Indomie provides opportunity for Saudi Arabia to expand and tap a fast-growing instant noodle in the Middle Eastern countries. Indomie is also 100% certified halal, which Saudi Arabia will not have a problem because majority of its population is Muslim. It will also improve the cooperation between Indonesia and Saudi Arabia for the basis of Indofood investment in Saudi Arabia. The expansion aims to connect the Indofood market and as well to create more job vacancies for local people in Saudi Arabia to work in such companies that have already been well established across many regions in the world. Next, please. Indofood Indomie Glance. Indofood has evolved into a total food solution company, which will begin to increase the whole food production process a bit much more faster. Indofood has evolved into a total solution firm over the last 2 decades with worldwide operation, the entire food manufacturing process from raw material production to complete consumer goods. It is known today as a well-established corporation and a market leader in each of business categories in which it operates. Indofood employs 4 complementing strategy business groups in its business to operate and leveraging economy of scale and a resilient business strategies. Next, please. Indofood partner with Pine Hill. Indofood made a purchase with Pine Hill Limited in February 2020, which would assist move Indofood Indomie business in Saudi Arabia via Nigeria, Turkey, Egypt, Kenya, Morocco, and Serbia. Pine Hill Group itself operates 12 instant noodle producing plant with a combined population of 550 million people. It had cooperation and linkage with 33 nations. Pine Hill attempted to expand instant noodle industry throughout the world due to the low price of instant noodle, which has liked by people of all social economic groups or backgrounds. The transaction is total 2.99 billion USD or 44.555 trillion rupiah. Next. PAFL technique. The PAFL has earned prestigious Saudi Arabian standard organization, SASO, including international standard classification of occupations, ISCO, from the food and agriculture in Saudi Arabia. The rising demand for Indomie instant noodle over the years can be directly attributed to their high quality manufacturing standard. PAFL spends no money on training to increase employee abilities and efficiency. They want their worker to work in an environment that encourages productivity and personal fulfillment. They do so by offering health insurance, a factory-based medical facility, daily nutrition meal, and sanitary apparels. Next, please. Saudi Arabia culture environment. Saudi Arabia gets a high score on power distance dimension, indicating that people accept a hierarchical structure in which everyone has a place. Centralization is popular, subordinates expect to be told what to do, and a hierarchy reflects inherent inequalities. Saudi Arabia is also seen as a collectivist society with members of the group making long-term commitment to one another. Next, please. Indonesia culture environment. Indonesia has a high score on the power distance dimension, indicating that the following characteristics characterize the Indonesian style: being reliant on hierarchy, uneven rights for power holders and non-power holders, superiors being inaccessible, leaders being directive. Compared with Saudi Arabia, Indonesia is a collectivist society. However, they have low score of 14. This indicates that individuals have a strong preference for a well-defined social framework. Next. Indomie's influence. Ibu Nunuk Nuraini is the inventor of mie goreng variety of the world-famous Indomie noodle. Left a legacy that impacted households across Saudi Arabia beyond when she's died. Indomie has a vital part of Saudi Arabia kitchen. According to the Saudi hospital workers, and cooking, eating the noodle didn't simply happen at home. She also described how children would make the instant noodle cup at school, despite of having minimal access towards boiling water that are required to make a soup. This is due to the fact that Indomie is a product that is simple to create and a product that is well known by people from all ages, ethnicities, and backgrounds. Next would be presented by my colleague, Gilbert.
Okay, thank you very much, Senna. So we'll be heading to our last chapter, chapter 4, which is the conclusion and also the recommendations. So based on our findings, we can conclude that Indomie is inside the fast food chain that provided its user with various tastes and cultural perspectives from around the world. It provides a great opportunity for Saudi Arabia to expand Indonesian culture to the Saudi Arabia market. The Indomie in Saudi Arabia will be located in Jeddah. Thus, Indomie already has a huge brand recognition in many other countries. Indofood made a purchase with the Pine Hill Company Limited in February 2020, which would assist move Indofood's Indomie business in Saudi Arabia via Nigeria, Turkey, Egypt, Kenya, Morocco, and Serbia. The transaction totaled 2.99 billion US dollars, or 44 and 55 trillion rupiah. Because both Indonesia and Kingdom of Saudi Arabia have a large Muslim population, then Indofood will have no trouble on the halal certification, since majority of the population are Muslims. We also learned that when the creator of the memorable Indomie goreng sauce passed away, it left a huge legacy, both in Indonesia and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, since Indomie has a mouth-watery flavor and has become an important household item for both countries. In Saudi Arabia, the ideal boss is a sympathetic despot, and hierarchy in an organization is viewed as reflecting inherent inequalities. Centralization is popular. Subordinates expect to be told what to do. Indonesia has a high score on this dimension, indicating that the Indonesian style is management of groups. Indonesia is a collectivist society with a low score of 14. This indicates that individuals have a strong preference for a well-defined social framework. Indonesia's high power distance implies that co-workers expect to be explicitly guided by their supervisor or manager. Okay, next. So for our recommendations, as Indomie became part of the culture for both Indonesia and Saudi Arabia, we hope that in the future that this culture could be reserved for generations to come. Human resource practices should also be implemented in the process to expand the culture, not just in Indonesia and Saudi Arabia, but also in other countries. We also recommend that Indomie will try to add more flavors depending on the country to show that they care about the culture of the respective countries. That is all for our presentation. Thank you.